Okay, so what I do first is usually just sketch like really simply and make each sketch on a new layer. Since it doesn't have onion skin, I usually just turn down the opacity of the previous layer and then like only have 2 on at a time. So whenever I make the third frame, I turn off the opacity on the first, etc, etc. Usually I just do each sketch on its own frame, and I don't do like a folder or anything for the sketches or really number them because like they just go in order. Occasionally I'll turn them all on just to see like if I forgot anything or what they look like. I think I forgot the eyebrows on some of them, so I went back and did it. And then I'll put each sketch layer in a folder, and the only thing that's in the folder is the sketch and the line art. So like each frame has its own folder. And then I'll go and do the same thing that I did with the sketch and just like turn off the frame before it and then sketch it. I'd suggest turning off the sketch layers once you're done with them because they get annoying, like after you've already lined it, so you don't have to deal with looking at them on the next frame. You don't have to, but it's kind of annoying. And I forgot to do the mouths for some reason. I think I thought I was going to tween them, but I didn't end up doing that, so just ignore the fact that there are no mouths on them. Okay, I went back and added them. So the audio cut off, so I'm not exactly sure what happened. I think I'm in the right spot, but so basically I ended up forgetting that the cat has to bounce back up if I wanted to tween the mouth, so it doesn't just like stop without like any bounce. So I just kind of did the line art like on its own because this was really simple, but I would recommend sketching it if you forget like an in-between or something like that, but I didn't because it's like a cat with circle eyes. I still made them their own frame or folders though, because I'm going to color them. And so to color them, I pretty much just did the same thing that I did with the line art. I ended up turning on the fill like from the whole image instead of just the layer so that it would be faster, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. And then the only markings that aren't attached to lines are the eyebrows. So if you don't have any markings that are outside of the lines, you really don't even have to look at the previous frames and use the onion skin thing. But since I did, I turned it on occasionally to look at the eyebrows and make sure they were in the right spot. But if you're just doing a solid color thing and there's no like markings or color that's outside of the lines, then you can really just color it like you would any regular drawing and don't really have to look at any of the frames below it, so you just color them like drawings. And I think I didn't end up saving any of the individual sketches. I just, like, they're all still there in the folder. I just didn't export them because I didn't really care what it looked like in the end. But yeah, so this is when I end up going and doing the extra sketches. I'm not sure why it's repeating that. Or, oh, no, it's not. So what I ended up doing was tweening the last frame. So whenever the cat bounces up, I just tweened the final frame because I was lazy and I didn't want to not do that. I'm going to skip ahead because it's just repeating, I think, and it's really annoying. Okay, so I start doing the tweening for the mouth here, and basically what I did was I just left that one frame and treated it as though it was part of the background. So you just turn off all the frames below it that you drew previously, and then make a new layer for the mouth and draw the mouth as its own thing, and just copy and paste that exact frame, like without doing anything to it, as many times as you want to have the frame there. And then after you've done that, you can go in and just move them like with the transform tool and turn down the opacity so you can see what they're doing. Whenever you export them, you're basically just going to treat it like the cat or the character or whatever is just part of the background, so you don't mess with it at all. You just turn on and off different frames. See, I go to export them, and then I just turn on one layer and then turn off the next, and export them as 1, 2, 3, etc. And make sure the opacity is all the way up because I always forget to turn them back off. And then, so for that, what I do is I turn on that layer and then do the same thing with the mouths that I did with the rest of them. So the mouths are being treated as the layers and not the actual cat. I think I go and I put them in Movie Maker, I think. Yeah, so you can just copy and paste all of them, like drag